Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of LEGO DC Supervillains. In today's video, we are going to be doing Scooby Doo Customs, as voted for you in the latest poll. But I do want to let you know this is a pretty big roster of villains and characters, so if you want to see a part 2 to this video, just comment it down below and drop a like, and maybe I'll put that in the next poll. But without further ado, we're going to start. First up on the list, we have Fred Jones. For Fred, I gave him this, they call it an actor scarf in the game, but it's his ascot. And I gave him this Egon Spengler hair in yellow with a normal head. I gave him this white torso with blue collar. And I gave him some long sleeves on his shirt with some pocketed detail on the hips in blue and blue pants. This is a very simple custom, very, like, it didn't come out perfect, but I think it came out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Next up, we have Velma. This one came out very good. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So for the hairpiece, I used Tara's from the Teen Titans, and I used a custom headpiece with black glasses and freckles on there. I used a custom torso piece with just an orange kind of sweater with an orange collar. I gave her short sleeves with that. You could do long sleeves. I just did short sleeves because of the reference image I saw. For the hips, I gave her Donna Troy's in dark red with Lashina's in dark red. And I think it came out really, really good. Next up, we have Shaggy Rogers. Now I'm very happy with how this one came out. For this, I gave him the Jim from The Office or Luke Skywalker hairpiece, but in a little bit of a darker brown color. I gave him this headpiece that has this kind of beard on his chin, but no other facial hair, and I think that looks really good. I gave him a lime green shirt with short sleeves with like a lighter green collar. And to round it out, I gave him Scarecrow's hips with matching colored legs. I think this is probably one of the most accurate because I think when you think of Shaggy, this is just what you'd think of, and I think it looks really good. And because I did not make it custom because it's almost impossible, here we have Scooby Doo alongside him. I mean, what do you think the S stands for? That's definitely stands for Scooby, right? He's just wearing a cape, and he's a different colored dog. But, you know, this is definitely Scooby-Doo, and I'm very happy with how that turned out. Next up, we have Daphne. This one also came out pretty good. For the pants, I used Supergirl's in purple with normal purple hips. I used the Music Meister's torso in purple with Joker from Batman the Animated Series arms in purple. I used a custom headpiece with this long orange, reddish-orangish hair. And I think it came out very good for Daphne, and I think it looks very accurate to the character. Starting off the villains, we have Redbeard the Pirate. I think this one came out very good. So to start off, I gave him this kind of like black, like kind of buccaneer type hat or something with a custom face print with an eye patch on there. I gave him his iconic orangish red beard with Lego Movie 2 Batman's torso in dark red. I gave him the Ultraman's arms in dark red with Harley Quinn video games hips in red. Sorry, not dark red, these are all light red. And then I gave him Mary from Shazam's legs, also in red. Finally, to round it all off, I gave him a swashbuckler, I think I said that right, swashbuckler sword, because he is a pirate and he uses that in the show. Next up, we have, I think, the first monster Scooby-Doo Unmasked, the Black Knight. I think this one came out very, very good, and I think it is very iconic. So, to start off, I gave him Aqualad's from the Young Justice DLC. I gave him Aqualad's legs in black with just normal black hips. I gave him the Phantasm's torso in black, but to cover that up, I used this armor piece in black that I think looks very perfect. Then I used Ares, the God of War's arms with black hands, and I also used Ares' head and helmet. But the only thing I changed with the helmet is I made the snakes black so they blend in more, so they're less noticeable, and I made the fin on top red. I think all of this turns out to be a very good Black Knight and probably the best of the villains. Next up we have the Creeper. This one also looks pretty good. For the head, I used one of the 7 deadly sins, but in this pale green. Then I gave him this bowl cut type haircut that he kind of has. Like, I could have used different hair, but I think this one turned out pretty good. I used Hugo Strange's torso in dark green, with Alfred's arms in dark green hips, and dark green pants with brown boots. I think this custom turned out pretty good, and for the Creeper, it looks pretty accurate. Next up, we have one of the ghosts. It's from the first season. I don't remember exactly what they were called, but there were 2 of them, and they were trying to get money from like a dead relative or something. I'm not 100% sure. If you know, let me know in the comments. But for this, I gave this one a pale green. Everything I'm going to say in the next couple seconds will all be in the color pale green. Everything almost is in pale green. I gave him normal legs, hips, but with the League of Assassins, like an assassin's torso. I gave him the top part of his arms. I gave him like dual molded arms with hands, and I gave him a hood piece. I also gave him this worn down, teared up cape, and all of those things are in pale green. And the only difference with the arms is on the bottom of the dual molded. I made them black to represent the chains they have on them. Finally, for the head, I gave them death storms to represent the orange glowing skull they have in the hood of their costume. I think this one turned out pretty good, and we're gonna move on. Next up, we have the Miner 49er. This has gotta be one of the most accurate, just because it came together very, very good. First up, we have Perry White's torso in this powder blue for the undershirt, which I made him have powder blue arms with no gloves. I gave him black hips and dual molded legs, the top part being black and getting brown boots on there. And I gave him this big beard piece in gray with a brown hat, and I think this looks very accurate to the Miner 49er. And yeah, so I'm very happy with how that turned out. Next up we have, I don't know why, he used to be one of my favorite characters of Scooby Doo. I don't remember exactly why, but we have Charlie the Haunted Robot. Now I think this is probably one of the most accurate, because it came out perfect. So for the helmet, I gave him this race car driver helmet that doesn't have the visor, with Metallo's face in blue. I gave him Darla from Shazam's torso in this purplish pink color, and Aqualad's arms in light blue. Gonna get us down here. I gave him these hips in light blue. I do not know where they are from exactly, but I thought they looked good, kind of like robotic detail. I gave him dual molded legs with the top part being light blue and the bottom being blue, and I gave him blue hands. This custom came out very good, and I'm very happy with how it looks. Rounding out our second to last, we have the Ghost Clown from an episode that used to scare me when I was little for some reason. I used to be terrified of this thing. I don't know why. But, first up we have this kind of Robin Hood type helmet, like hat, in black and orange instead of black and red, the orange feather being that. I gave him this kind of scarf in orange with this dark red shirt with some orange detailing on there, like a button or so. Then I gave him these dark red arms with orange gloves, dark red hips and legs with black boots, and I gave him some detailing on the hips with Joker from Batman the Animated Series' head. I think altogether this makes a pretty good Ghost Clown, and we're going to move on to the final custom. The final custom is the one I see talked about a lot, and before we do this final one, we're going to take this candy, because we are, in fact, a mean person, because we're a monster taking money from people. Gonna cry? Quote, Tobey Maguire. Bully Maguire. Anyway, This last custom happens to be the Space Kook. I don't know why we're twisted like that, but that looks kind of cool. Now, for the arms, I gave him Aqualads from the games in blue, with blue hands. You can use any torso in blue, but I used Orion's to get some black detailing underneath. And I used this kind of like armor, like medieval knight type chest plate for the blue to get the kind of bulkiness of his suit. I used the Adam's helmet in all blue with Deathstorm's head also in all blue, except the orange skeleton showing. I used Atomica's boots and legs in blue with these blue and black hips. I don't know exactly where these blue and black hips came from, but I think that they look pretty good for this custom. And there you have our Scooby Doo showcase of my customs. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see a part 2 once again, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below that you do. And I'll see you all in the next one.
He's supposed to be driving us now! I don't know. I thought he was reliable.
Bye-bye.